been a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, pleasure to you too, mate.
What are you doing? We can all pull about a little bit. Do you want to pull about? Have a little pull and a push.
Yeah, always. How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Ali, and welcome back to another edition of Box Talk. We're going to do a quick recap of the fights that took place last night, featuring Carl Frampton, Broner, Berto, and Matthysse. Let's start first of all with
the Jackal, Carl Frampton, new IBF Super Bantamweight Champion. Look, when we first done the post video, preview, we said, look, it's going to be a tougher fight, and it was. Because they've had a fight before, obviously, and B, their styles clash for good fights. These two could fight. I mean, these two could get it on all the time. It'll be exactly the same result, but it'll always be competitive. 16,000 in Ireland was just ridiculous, by the way.
Atmosphere was lovely.
Not many people can get 16,000 anyway. Not many boxers. So big props to that risk, and also big props have to go to Barry McGuigan, who look, I don't know how much they paid Kiko to get out of there. But it was a risk doing so, and it's a risk that paid off.
Yeah, you know, sometimes scorecards don't reflect the value of the fight.
Yeah,
and the scorecards were very, very wide in Frampton's favour. Yes, Frampton deservedly won the fight, but the fight was much more competitive. Even though the majority of rounds were for Frampton, it was a very, very good fight, and it was an enjoyable fight to watch. Kiko did try, put on a lot of pressure, worked the body early from, I think it was about round 3 or round 4, he started tagging the body, but he couldn't get him a lot because obviously all the movement. But as the fight slowed down, those shots definitely had an effect on Frampton, but Frampton toughed it out, and the later rounds, which could have been tougher on him, he got through them. But also, he was landing so much good shots on Kiko, flush 1-2 combinations, headshots combinations, that it actually made Kiko tired as well. So Kiko couldn't capitalise on the what he done early.
Yeah, I know. That was pretty bloody good, that was. Look, I do believe that you're right. It was that kind of fight. It was a fight of almost like, I normally say fight of 2 halves. It was a fight of like 7 halves. It was a weird one. Frampton definitely ran away with it early doors. Then the knockdown. But then after the knockdown, I thought Kiko Martinez, that body work is what took a big effect around 7, 8 or 9. I was shocked though that I thought Kiko would then start trying to pick it up and maybe steal it. But Frampton's work around 10, 11, 12 was impressive. I don't know where he got his second win. Then again, 16,000 people. That's where he got his second win from. But he got a second wind, and 10, 11, 12 went home with it and kind of closed the show well.
Yeah, definitely
closed the show very well.
Moving forward, what's next for him?
I'm not going to argue with you here. Look, you want an argument? I'm not going to argue with you. We're not doing it. The funny thing is, look, obviously he mentioned Scott Quigg. I don't think that's going to happen next for some reason. I do feel like, I think Top Rank, I've recently read that they're sending they're linking up with anyone in Britain because they've got I can't remember who they've got, a super bantamweight that wants to fight over here as well. I can't remember. It's not Santa Cruz, obviously it's not Regondo. There's someone else and I can't remember. I don't think they're going for Scott Quigg next. He wants Scott Quigg. I'm not entirely convinced Eddie Hearn wants it. No, I'm not convinced he does. I don't think they can agree. I think it'll be very, very tough for them to agree to. Look, both are world champions. Who's the A side in this one?
Yeah, see, okay, as it stands right now, you have to make Frampton the A side. I tell you what, some fights have to happen. Yeah, and like we done a mythical match recently with Junior Hatton, and everyone said it should have happened. But the excuse was that these guys both need to be world champions. Let it wait, let it marinate. It's been nearly 2 years, and they're both world champions now. There's no excuses now. Get it on now before it's too late.
Yeah, it's true. I don't want us to argue because we're friends and this is a Sunday. We're not going to argue who would win. But look, it'll be a great fight. You're talking a small stadium already, you know, and look, I look forward to it. They both are world champions. Well, kind of. One is, one isn't. But that's another thing altogether.
Go on. Let's move forward to the US card and let's start quickly with AB. I'm not talking about Broner. Berto.
You know, 4 or 5 years ago, I was waxing lyrical about Berto. I really thought he was going to be. You were always kind of saying, nah, but his style's a bit. Watch when he steps up in class. And I think the Galazo fight kind of said that. Since then, he's tried to. I remember he even tried to mimic Mayweather's style against Soto Carras
and Guerrero,
and it wasn't working. One thing he does give you is action. Look, he's out. He's been out for a year. Shoulder surgery. I'm going to give him a blight, but I don't know where he's puts himself in terms of what way.
You have to give him a blight for sure. Like, it's a long time and it's a hard road back. Berto seems to me right now as a guy that's lost his confidence.
Oh, massively.
And belief in a fighter is paramount. If you can't believe that you could do it, you're going to have a hard, no matter how much skills you have, you're going to have a hard road getting forward. And I think he needs to be taken softly to build that confidence back. No one's talking about title shots. Yeah. No one's talking about being a contender or a top 10 round fighter. Stay in that league for now until you get your juices back. He has the skills, he has speed, he has power, but he doesn't have hair right now.
The problem for Berto is that I don't even know if that's even Berto's decision right now. Berto's definitely one of those guys that sells tickets, TV networks like him, he's in action fights. And the thing is, they like him when he's in those action fights. Win or lose, they just like him in action fights. As soon as they get him back, they want him in an action fight again. Yeah. And like I say, the welterweight is so stacked right now that even if he fights a guy, it's hard for him to kind of pull up another Steve Upshaw. Yeah. They're going to want him to fight, not a major name, but they're going to want him to fight someone next. And that's my thing for him. You're right, he definitely should have a couple more fights. Not even one, about 2 or 3 more fights rebuilding. He's only 31. And let's see what he does. But who knows?
Lucas Matthysse.
Yeah. He wants that Danny Garcia fight.
He wants Danny Garcia. And he, in my opinion, he done what he should have done in the fight. Yeah. In the post-fight video, people were a little hard on me saying, Ryan, you're going a little too tough on these guys. And I'm saying, if these guys are as good as they say they are, and if they're pound-for-pound type of guys, and you're going to call out all these things, they should be matched harder. Yeah. Ortiz saying stopping was a little short.
Yeah, I think we spoke about this off camera when I said, well, get up at 8 then. Yeah. Don't get up at 9.995 and then say, I'm okay. Get up earlier and then you're all right.
Yeah, I mean, but one thing we know for sure, Matthysse has power.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
it's almost like a guy. It's almost similar to like when George Groves got stopped against Carl Frampton. It's almost like George Groves was chinny. Let's stop him. Yeah. So you almost save a guy from Matthysse. Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. I'm not letting Matthysse land one more. Yeah. So sometimes his power almost helps him get those kind of decisions. And he's saying he wants to get down. You mentioned. He's saying he also wants AB, Adrian Broner. Those are the fights that I would like to see again. I don't want to see a rematch, even though I don't think he deserves a rematch with Danny Garcia. Not yet.
But he did give a little dig to Danny Garcia, saying, "Look, you need to fight your own size guys." Know what I mean?
He did.
And that's the truth.
The thing for him is that yes, Danny Garcia beat him. Yeah. For me, he clearly is number 2 in that division. Yeah. I mean, he destroyed Lamont Pete. I mean, destroyed the guy that was considered number 2, 3. Destroyed him, Lamont Peterson. So he's not going to go down that route again. I think he would, and this is after seeing, and we're going to get to that fight now. After seeing Adrian Broner against Emmanuel Taylor, I think he would destroy Adrian Broner. Yeah. Unfortunately, I haven't had the privilege of watching the Adrian Broner fight as of yet, so I've only read what I've read and the highlights I've seen. Broner is definitely not the people they thought he was. Yeah, he's not. I mean, look, he's not a bad fighter. He's a fantastic fighter. Yeah. The only problem for him is A, his mouth, which again for him it's not really a problem because it sells tickets, gives him good money, and B, the fact he's a freeweight world champion. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's just something they just give out like candy nowadays. Yeah. He's a free world champion that went to a decision with Emmanuel Taylor. When the fight was mentioned, everyone was like, Emmanuel who? Yeah. Again, like you said about Matthysse getting job done, knocking out people, moving on. To me, Adrian Broner since the Maidana fight has had 2 lackluster kind of fights, I think. You know, it was a war, but it shouldn't have been. Yeah. About a year ago, maybe 18 months ago, people started mentioning Broner as pound for pound and put on pound for pound list. And I was like, this is a joke. I said that Broner's a good fighter. People were arguing, saying, oh, but he's got 2 world titles. I was like, yes, but that doesn't make you pound for pound. If winning the world title means you're pound for pound, that means you're going to have a pound for pound of bloody 35 fighters. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not logical. But the problem with Adrian Broner is, like I said before, once you set a standard, you give him 3 world titles. You match him reasonably well, but not tough. He's getting paid. And I'm trying to say, he was the highest paid on that card. You put him on pound for pound list, people expect more from you. And now it was a good fight, it was an entertaining fight. People are saying, oh, Broner was here, now he's here. Oh, now he's here, now he's here. You can't really gauge him because you get my point I'm trying to say. You're giving him too much. Whereas even when we done the first video for Broner and Maidana, I'm saying Broner's so talented, but he's messing up. And you can watch the video, and I predicted it, saying that, look, he's messing up with these things because you're giving him too much, and he's not ready right now. As good as he is, he's not what people want him to be. Problem for Broner in this 140-pound division is that, the problem is Lucas Matthysse. It's a fight that probably will happen in 2015. The other problem is that he's really close with Danny Garcia. We know that. They're quite close. And he's very close, obviously, with Lamont Peterson. Yeah. So in terms of his routes, a couple of routes are blocked. Yeah. Lucas Matthysse really is that only route. Yeah. I'm not convinced he can beat Lucas Matthysse. I'm not. But then again, Lucas Matthysse looks a bit rocky as well. But it's a good fight. I hope it happens. I like Broner. He's definitely world class. He's definitely a top 5 in the division. I think there's nothing wrong with him, but like I said, he's not the second coming. I'm not sure he's top 5 in the 140-pound division, you know. I'm not, honestly, when I look at Vodnikov, I look at Algeria on the other side, I'm not convinced he's top 5, but it's a good point you make. Well, I'm going to review the fight when I go home and I'll give you an update on that later. Tweet what you really think here. Look, guys, there you go. Look, IBF champion. Super IBF champion, IBF Super Bantamweight champion, Carl Frampton. Would the fight happen with Scott Quigg 2015? Hopefully. Do I think it will? Not really. Then again, comeback of Berto, not good. Broner, not good. Matthysse, impressive. Boxing. Email us at
boxtalk@hotmail.co.uk, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter at boxtalkuk.
And guys, don't forget to also subscribe and also check out ringnews24.com. Thanks for watching another edition of Boxtalk.